Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. One of the channels I watch, there's this older guy, and he always says, "Hello, ladies and gentlemen." And I guess in the comments they got criticized for not being inclusive. And the dude, come on. As you get older, you kind of calcify, and it's harder to make changes. And so he was trying to say hello, everybody, but basically reverted back to hello, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm thinking about it because one of you commented, I referred to Zeus, my cat Zeus, as a he, him. And the question was asked, how do you know that your cat is a boy? It tickled me. It was such a funny question. Because gender is such a weird construct anyway. I use he, him because my cat is AMAB, assigned male at birth. Although, and it's so strange, I don't know if it's because I've only ever had one other boy cat in my life. They've all been, I frequently think of my cats as, I wonder what the girls need, or I wonder what the girls are up to. Like, one of them is a girl, and her vibe is full-on girl. But Zeus, his vibe might be non-binary, and maybe psychically that guy picked up on that. So I've decided Zeus can have all the pronouns. And why not? Zeus is named for a god. And that god could turn into geese and bulls and all sorts of crazy things. Zeus did what Zeus wanted to do. I don't know if I told you guys the story. So last summer, Jeff Goldblum was in a series, Chaos with a K, that reimagines the myths, the Greek myths, in a modern context. And Jeff Goldblum was Zeus. And my Zeus was just a bitty kitten at that point. He was just a little guy. And, you know, it took me a few days, but I watched the series. And I noticed kind of a shitty attitude from Zeus. And I thought, did Jeff Goldblum break my cat? And I ruminated about this, you know, every time he would have little, because he's not a snotty kitty. He's not aloof. He's not bratty. He can be possessive, jealous, needy, and clingy. But he's not, this attitude was not a match for the kitten that I was familiar with. And then I realized that every time anybody said the name Zeus in Chaos, it was not with love. It was with anger and annoyance, with frustration, with fury. But it was never happy and oh, Zeus. It was never sweet. So his attitude for a few days was, that's my name, don't wear it out. He was not having any of it. That's my story about Zeus. My other cat's name is Lemon. And I love her so much. She's the reason we have Zeus, because she got lonely. So I do concur with the general wisdom. If you're going to have one cat, you should get a cat for your cat, because they do get lonely. And it's so nice to see, you know, they annoy the crap out of each other, but they also play really hard. She does not groom him, but he grooms her. he wants her to groom him, but she does not reciprocate. And the few times where I've seen her groom him, it's like a couple of licks and then like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm not doing this. He's also very fluffy, so I wouldn't want to groom that either. Because my own hairball would be one thing, but my hairball plus some of that hair would be more than I want to deal with. I hope everyone's doing okay. It's Tuesday. I'm headed up to Lookout Mountain to my client's house. He has decided he's going to stay down by the beach and go surfing, which I do not mind at all. It's good for you. Go surf, enjoy. The weather's gorgeous. But the story gets a little weird. So where we meet and work is at his mom's house, which is currently for sale. And then he has his house, which is just, around the corner. He can walk to his mom's house. And I got a call from, one of my very, very good clients. And he has gone into escrow on a new house. And he told me kind of, it's in the Wonderland district. It's off Laurel, just below Mulholland, which is exactly where this is. And so I said, really, where? And he told me the address. So he's buying the house next door to... So my clients are going to be next door neighbors. And they're two of my favorite clients. They're two of my longest term clients. And so that's interesting. We've, done the text thing, like, you two should know each other, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So I hope if they don't get along, it'll break my heart because they're great. I'm sure they will, because they both are very good-hearted people, and they both are meticulous, and they actually have a lot in common. So yeah, that'll be good. But the talk about small world. The world can be so small. This is a big-ass city, and for all the houses that are for sale, for him to buy the house next door to my other client, so weird, so unexpected. So yeah, that's that piece of news. And then another piece of news, I actually got paid to do some writing. Woohoo! So a friend of a friend has written a pilot for a TV show, and it was requested of her to write a summary, and it was just overwhelming, and someone suggested me. So she calls me and, can you do this? And excuse me, she got a little embarrassed that she is outsourcing this particular gig. And I told her, listen, I know how to clean my house. Doesn't mean that I want to clean my house, which is why I hire people to help me with that stuff. And the other thing is, it's very hard sometimes to get an outside perspective on your own work and really focus, because it takes so many words to tell your story. And now somebody says, great, now give me a summary. So you want fewer words to tell the story. And then sometimes they want a log line, and a log line, a really good one, is no more than 25 words, 30 tops. But if you can encapsulate the spirit of the story in one sentence, log line, not log lines, not log paragraph. If you hit a period more than once in your log line, I don't want to read it. I do not want to read it. Keep it to yourself, because you don't know what you want to say. A log line captures the spirit of the story, and you've got too much going on if you've got more than one sentence in there. So it's frustrating to boil it down and boil it down and boil it down. She was telling me about a story that back in the day, before anybody really knew who Darren Aronofsky was, someone had approached him about doing a music video. And although, he respected the artist and everything, the idea of telling a story in 3 minutes or less, it was not something he wanted to do. And I was reminded of the 6-word story by Ernest Hemingway. Baby clothes, period. For sale, period. Never worn, period. That's a story. You know a lot just from those 6 words. So it can be done, but it's not easy. And I'm very grateful I got to do the work, and I submitted it this morning, and she was very happy with it, and she's going to pay me. She's going to Zelle me some dollaroos, which I will spend immediately. Money that wants to be spent should come to me, because that money is gonna go somewhere interesting. I promise. So I've been watching, there's this guy on YouTube who wrote a manifesto about what he wants to change in his life, submitted to AI, and now he's using AI to tackle his job search, tackle his weight loss, he's quite cute. He's very cute guy. And so I've taken some inspiration from him, and yes, I will be retooling my budget because as AI pointed out, making money isn't the problem. I seem to be spending my money in ways that are not considered. So I'm going to be tackling that, because I think mid-year resolution. Let's I should have a nest egg. Let me be honest with you. I do not have a nest egg, unless $60 in savings can be considered a nest egg. It's a very small egg. Very small nest. So yes, so we'll see what it looks like come Christmas time. That's something I'm actively pursuing. And the other mid-year resolution I know I've told you guys about. Not that I do resolutions, but it's just all of a sudden I'm very interested in snapping things into focus, and that feeling of isolation that I've become intensely aware of. I don't want to be isolated anymore, and I need to shake the stink off of that. So I am making progress. I know I told you guys I had lunch with a friend last weekend. This is 4th of July weekend, and this is let my childless cat lady moment show. The fireworks freak my babies out too much, so I won't be going anywhere for 4th of July. I will be home to be there to, I don't know, hopefully help them not feel so afraid. And if all goes well, I will find something to do for the 5th of July. I think I mentioned I was going to be buying El Pollo Loco for my babies, because they will eat that. Lemon goes on a full-on hunger strike when she's stressed out. So yes, I'm I'm prepared this year. And then, and I know I've mentioned I never thought I would be sad that there were no firecrackers going off. If the firecrackers that usually go off in my neighborhood were not going off because people moved, I would be totally fine with that. It bothers me that the firecrackers, because we should have had a whole practice 4th of July this weekend. There was not a peep. Not one firecracker. And I think it's more about people being afraid of being deported than it is about anything else. And that hurts my heart. And were I a firecracker-loving United States resident, I might not want to celebrate the 4th of July this year with firecrackers, because it's the United States of terror right now. I just am so vexed about all this that's going on. And then, sometime today we'll know about that, big bastard bill that they're trying to shove down everyone's throat. And I saw one of the interviewers I watch. The senators haven't even been given the full document. They're being asked to affirm a document that hasn't finished being written. What? Ugh. Government. What a mess. I've made a discovery. And maybe this is really old news. Super old news. But did you know that Lenny Kravitz does interior design? I saw a video. Architectural Digest went to his the home he has in Paris, and Arvin Haddad, another video guy. So it's a video in a video. He critiques things. He's the How to Buy a Mansion guy. He's great. I really enjoy him. So he goes on this tour, and he makes fabulous points about changes he might make. But I'm watching Lenny Kravitz has some chairs in one of his rooms that I cannot stop thinking about. And they're chairs that his studio designed. Yeah. I had no idea that he was an interior design guy. But there you have it. Yeah. And I had no idea I was going to like it so much. So I learned something about myself in the process. Yeah. So I don't know what I'm doing about, combating I'm so tired today. Combating loneliness this weekend. And then I thought, go to the museum. You could do that by yourself. What? So I gotta think about the terms. Is it go do something with someone? Or is it at least get out of the house? And I think the combat loneliness plan is a two-prong approach. I think there's the catch up with people, go out, see your friends prong. And I think the other prong is go to public places and do things. Like go to the museum, go to the movies, go to the cafe, even if you go by yourself. So that's the adjustment I'm making mentally. I think the museum's closed on Mondays, So I would need to go Sunday. Oh my God. I can't believe I'm yawning so much. I don't know. I had a coffee. I slept okay. I slept really, really not bad sleep. But honestly, I could go to sleep right now. Yeah. So I think it's going to be hot. It's getting a little hot now. I hope I can figure out how to turn on the AC while I'm in this house. Yeah. I don't have it. Maybe I'm just too tired to be fired up. Watch this video if you need to yawn. I apologize for my yawniness. I don't really have a whole lot to add. Yeah. I've accomplished a lot this week, and I feel good about it. And I am a writer who got paid for writing. That's a nice feeling. I want more of that feeling. Yeah. So, I hope you have wonderful plans if you're in the United States and you feel like celebrating the independence of our nation. I hope that you find something delightful to do, and that your fireworks shows are great. And if your municipality is moving over to drone light shows, I hope that that's amazing. Because that in SoCal, that's definitely the vibe. That's definitely, they're starting to replace fireworks with drones. And I mean, the fire risk around here, that shouldn't come as a surprise. So I think we might be ending a little bit early, which, you know, may not be a big deal. I don't know if anybody watches these all the way to the end. I know most people click off after about 30 seconds, which is fine. I'm just here having a little ramble, talking to my friends I haven't met yet, and wishing everybody good vibes. That's it. Just trying to be a voice of encouragement, because there's too much to be discouraged about. It's so easy to be bummed out. You know, when people keep shoveling more shit on your plate, what are you gonna do? You know, just get through it the best you can. So here we are. I think we're gonna turn it off here at the Wonderland School. I'm gonna sign off and say have a good one. Bye.